Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hate that I just said that, but here we are. Today's episode is about manifestation. I wanted to give a little bit of a lowdown on what's going on in my life. Since I've done the 10-week series, I feel like it's been a little bit of time since I did a check-in on what I've been up to and what my goals are. So this is going to be a deep dive into what I'm manifesting, what manifestation even is, how I'm manifesting it, and kind of where things are going in my life right now. So first things first, life has been really good lately. I know that last time I did kind of one of these check-ins about my mental health and my routines and everything, I was still really building a lot of routines, and some of those I've really held on to and kept, and some of them I've kind of loosened up on a little bit, but overall, I'm feeling really balanced in my life right now. My day job has calmed down quite a bit and I'm feeling a lot more stability there. And I am still bartending, but I'm starting to enjoy that work a little bit more. So while things are great, there's nothing major that I would change about what's going on in my life right now, I will say I feel like this is a good time even still to be planning and thinking about my future and my goals. I think a lot of times we can get stuck in a headspace where we're only really thinking about the future and planning for things when we're feeling like we're in a place of lack. But I want to make sure to prioritize future planning, goal planning, and really optimizing my life even when things are good and stable. So with that, first let me give you a little 101 on what manifestation is and how it applies to my life. Manifestation is the practice of bringing ideas and hopes and dreams into your life through attraction and belief. So the core principles of manifestation is you have a dream, you have something that you are wanting for your future, you really believe that it's something that you have the right to have, that you are attracting from the universe, you bring a bunch of positive energy into your life, and that thing comes through. The principles are really based on this law of attraction. The energy that you put out there is the energy that you receive. And so while it sounds very woo-woo and maybe a little silly at times, I think manifestation is something that's really powerful, and whether or not we know we're doing it, all of us are doing this on a regular basis. So an example of manifesting something, whether or not you know it, would be like when you're applying for a job. You are putting positive energy and effort out into the universe. You have hopes, you have ideas of salaries and workplaces and environments that you want. And as you go through the process, you start saying no to certain things that don't really align, you don't take those jobs. And when you find the right position, you've now manifested a new job. A lot of people could say that that's just life and doing the work and doing things. I think it's really a balance of both. I think you will only attract the energy that you are putting out. So if you're putting out positive energy and enthusiasm and self-worth, then other places and people will respond to that. So I follow a practice of manifestation through a program called To Be Magnetic. To Be Magnetic is a paid subscription that I have, and it offers a variety of what I consider like self-help therapy type practices that you can do up to daily. And it's really supposed to help instill a level of self-worth. So while manifestation can feel very woo-woo and kind of like not really taking responsibility for your own actions, the practice that I follow really makes sure that you can only attract things that are equal to the self-worth that you currently have. I'll continue to use this job example. So let's say you feel like you always end up working at a place that undervalues you, whether that's in the pay or in the respect that you get or the hours that you have to work. You feel as though this place is undervaluing you. If you're consistently seeing that pattern in your places of work, that's because you are undervaluing you. So rather than demanding a level of respect and really feeling as though you're deserving of being valued, you're consistently allowing for these sorts of environments and things to be happening in your life. Whereas if you were a person who fully valued yourself at the level that you believe you should be valued at, and you truly treated yourself in the way that you believe others should treat you, you would not allow for other people to undervalue you. To Be Magnetic really helps to kind of raise your self-worth so that the things that you are attracting are of equal value to actually what your self-worth is. And the things that are below that, they don't even come into your life anymore, because you would never take a job that undervalues you, that pays you less than your worth, that has crazy hours that don't align with your schedule, because you know what your value is. So in order to do that, a lot of what the work is really diving into your subconscious and determining what your self-worth is existing and what you want it to be, in order to kind of vibrate on the same frequency of what you are trying to attract. So if you're trying to attract a high-paying job, a loyal and, funny and tall, dark, and handsome companion, or you want that new apartment with big windows and on a certain street, in order to actually bring those things in, your self-worth has to align with how you value those things. So the work that To Be Magnetic does is really has you go into the subconscious, and you do what I would consider like therapy sessions with yourself to really figure out, where did you learn that you were not of XYZ value? Where can you unlearn that? And how can you start to show up in your life every day in the present at the value that you believe, you need to be in order to attract these other things. So my list is kind of all over the place, and it changes sometimes depending on what I've brought into my life or the new goals that are shifting. So I'll kind of start with the lowest level of things that I'm manifesting and move down into kind of the deeper, more long-term, heavier subconscious type work I'll need to be doing to get these things. This is a silly one, but I want to manifest a free cup of coffee. Being able to practice manifestation and really flex that muscle of self-worth, receive, that helps to build a trust in the process and in yourself and in your value. So this is a super, super simple, really tiny thing, but it's something that will help to kind of build on my progress and build on my manifestation trust muscle, so to speak. And I really think that it's something that's doable, and I'm doing a lot of work around. The next one is definitely a step up from there, but the next thing I would love is some free or reduced costs, like substantially reduced cost Botox. This is a really vain one, it sounds like, but the thing is that you have to manifest things that align with your authenticity. And feeling confident in my skin and in my body and in my appearance, taking care of myself, feeling like I am, doing self-care, having moments to myself, those are all things that align with my authentic code. So this one may not be something that you would want to manifest. However, it's something that I really enjoyed last time I had it. I've been feeling a little bit of self-consciousness about what's going on with my forehead lately. There's like a lot happening there. So I really would love to, find a service, find a really high quality esthetician, someone who can, really practice Botox well. Ideally, I would be manifesting like a regular cadence of getting skincare at a reduced cost, but that's something that's maybe a little bit further down the line. I'm also looking for manifestation in weight loss. So as you know, I've already lost over 20 pounds and I'm feeling so much more confident in my body. And I think that where this weight loss really comes from in terms of manifesting it, because it's not one of those things that you can just like, okay, I'm gonna be positive and I'm gonna feel good about myself and I'm gonna, try to work out and hope that things happen. It does require, just like applying for a job or applying for an apartment, it does require effort on my end. I think where I want manifestation is that, when I do continue to want to skip the gym or want to reach for that extra cookie or, want to skip that longer walk, that really I remember my self-worth is that I'm working out because it takes care of me, because I deserve to spend that time on myself, because it's a form of self-care, it's a form of relaxation. I'm not by any means shaming the days that I do skip a workout or the days that I do have extra snacks. It's not at all about that. I really want to be operating at the level of someone who really cares about their body, their mental and their physical well-being. So that's sleep, nutrition, working out, really making sure that I'm honing in on that level of self-worth, that I'm eating things because they nourish me, because I feel as though it's something that makes me feel better rather than eating something. I've had an issue in the past where I'll eat extra cookies or a tub of ice cream. I used to literally be able to sit down and eat a pint of ice cream in one sitting. And a lot of that came from low self-worth, where it was like, I had a bad day. This is the thing that's going to make me feel better. So as much as the weight loss is the goal with the manifestation, I'm trying to build my self-worth and build my confidence more and more as I am losing weight, that I am the type of person who doesn't need to binge eat or binge restrict. That was something I would also do a lot of, is like heavy restricting, heavy binging. And I don't want to do that. That's not from a place of self-worth. It's not healthy. And weight loss is going to come along with that too. I'm going to actually skip ahead. I know I said I was going to do like all the smaller ones first, but the next ones won't make sense if I don't say like what the big thing is. So, drumroll please. I am manifesting a move to New York City. I think that New York it's always been a place I wanted to be. Honestly, I've ended relationships over New York City. I dated a guy in college, and when I first moved out to DC, who I was supposed to be moving back to Seattle for, and just realized after a month after visiting New York City for the first time that not only was I not moving back to Seattle, but I was moving to New York. It was going to happen. To be honest, that was 5 years ago. So it's kind of at the point now where I'm like, what the hell is holding me back? What is stopping me from going? My most recent relationship ended, not because we didn't agree on living in New York, but that was a big thing. He didn't want to leave the area. I knew I didn't want to stay here. So why stay? So, in other words, I'm hoping to move to New York at the end of my lease. I have a fear about jinxing things. I've always said that I try not to say what's going on in my life because I'm afraid I'm going to be jinxing the, possibility of it happening. But I don't think that comes from a place of self-worth either, that I'm worthy of something even if I tell everyone that I'm doing it. So here I am coming out, facing my fear, facing my shadow, that I am planning to move to New York City at the end of August. So that is my big manifestation. Obviously, that means I will need an apartment under a certain amount. We can dive into all of those details in another, maybe like apartment hunt series. But all of these next things kind of fall under the umbrella of that bigger manifestation of moving to New York City. In my process of looking for apartments and just trying to understand New York real estate a little bit better, your income has to be 40 times that of your rent. Yikes. That's obviously a ton of money, and I think it's really going to be a really great opportunity for me to manifest a promotion and a pay raise in order to be able to afford this relocation and this move. So not only do I need money to be able to move, I also then have to be making enough money every month to be actually affording not only the extreme cost of living that is living in New York City, but also meeting that minimum requirement of 40 times rent. The next big thing I'm manifesting is a promotion and a pay raise at work. I really have a very specific number in mind of the amount that I need, and it is a substantial increase from where I'm at currently. I'll just be honest, it's a lot. I think it's gonna take a lot of me being able to defend my work, defend the quality that I provide my company, defend the value that I offer, and make sure that I am comparing myself to market rates, but really want to push for this. I am, I've really gone above and beyond in a lot of places in work, and I think that we're approaching a promotion cycle, and I will be extremely disappointed if I don't get promoted. And that's just something that I'm really trying to manifest right now, trying to focus on my career, where I see my career going, and the income that I see aligning with that. The next thing then, of course, as I kind of mentioned earlier, is the actual money to be able to move. So even if I got promoted, it's not like they're going to promote me, increase my pay, and give me some big lump sum. So I will need enough money to be able to pay for first month's, last month's, potential broker's fee, and the cost of actually moving, at least. So I'm estimating around $10,000 in moving relocation fees. So that's a lot of money. I've never had $10,000 in the bank, first of all. Let's just put that out there. I have always felt insecure about money, as though I was not financially responsible. I was always made to feel like I didn't know what I was doing with my money by my friends and even my family. A lot of insecurity around financial stability. So that's something I'm really working on, is I am worthy of this much money. I am capable of successfully and responsibly handling this much money. I'm able to, gain this much money and not blow it. So it's a lot of that manifestation work is going to be a lot of building my self-worth around finances, and not only income, but also, having money and holding on to it, and not just swipe, 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 new jeans, new shoes, that really nice dinner. So my goal is $10,000. Obviously, I am working 2 jobs right now, so it's not unreasonable that I could hit $10,000 in the next 2 months. I will need to sell my car either way in order to move to New York, because who has a car in New York City? Selling my car will help, and then obviously the income that I'm making from the restaurant is going to help. I'm hopeful to get a promotion, which would help. So I really think it's doable. It's just going to take a lot of work to make sure that money is coming in, money is not going out. I'm holding on to that money. I'm watching the bank account grow. I'm feeling confident about, my ability to manage this amount of money. And I really think that there's hope that that's something that's really doable. And then the last thing would be new furniture for the space. So I live in about 740 square feet right now. That might sound tiny to some people, but in New York City terms, I live in a freaking mansion. I'm probably looking at downsizing to about 300 to 400 square feet, which is shocking that that's even like a thing. But 300 to 400 square feet, I still want to ideally be able to keep my queen size bed, but let's be honest, like that's getting rid of this couch that I'm sitting on, that couch back there, all these like side tables, any extra furniture, my TV stand. Honestly, my massive TV will probably have to go. Like there's a lot of downsizing that will happen in the move, and in order to be able to have a livable space, I'll have to refill it with furniture that actually fits. Namely, when I say new furniture, I'm talking about a coffee table and a couch. Those are the 2 big things, because I know that my current coffee table and couches just will not fit. And also they're uncomfortable and they're cute, but like only from afar. If you were sitting on this couch with me, you'd be grossed out. I'm hopeful to get, I think I want like one of those maybe 3-seaters with a chase. Let's go with chase. And I think I want it in like a creamier color, something a little bit brighter. I think I still want to keep my space no matter where I live. I'm a neutral girly, obviously. So I think I still want to keep my space really neutral, but maybe a little bit on the lighter end, and have some black accents rather than black with light accents, which is what I'm kind of currently working with. So that's my list as of now. And as you can tell, it really varies. We've got on one end a free cup of coffee, and on the other end, $10,000, a promotion, a massive pay raise, an apartment that is under 40 times my salary. It can get really overwhelming. And if I let myself sit in this feeling of I'm not capable, I'm not worthy of that, it would literally never happen. It would literally never happen. There are 1,000 reasons I could list right now of why this idea is horrible, stupid, not the right time, impossible. But I will literally never know if I don't try. And I think this is going to be a huge opportunity for me to grow a ton as a person, learn a lot about myself, the things that are blocking me from what I want, building on my self-worth, making myself feel more strong and capable and independent. And I'm really excited for this process and this journey. So the last thing that I wanted to dive into is, obviously there's a timetable for a lot of this stuff, and how quickly is it possible to manifest? To be honest, I don't know. We're about to find out. We're about to see if it's possible to manifest all of these things in the next, 70 days? 75 days. Today's June 11th. My lease ends August 30th, so not a ton of time. We're not talking about a lifetime here of preparation and planning. So I don't know how long it's going to take to manifest this stuff. My goal is to manifest all of it by August 30th. In order to do that, I'm dedicating about 30 minutes to an hour every day to this manifestation practice. So meditating, journaling, they call it like hypnosis therapy. I don't feel hypnotized, but some of that subconscious work that is involved, being really clear on my goals. And again, I'll dive into some of like the nitty gritty in maybe a future episode, but like in order to really manifest the right apartment, it's got to have a whole list of things. And I'm going to be really picky. Here's the thing. And this is the crux, the root of manifestation. Every single thing that I want exists and has already happened. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not coming up with something new, being the first person. I'm not the first person to move to New York City. I'm not the first person to move to New York City from DC. I'm not the first person to move from New York to New York City with a dog. I'm not the first person to need a promotion and a massive pay increase. I'm not the first person to need $10,000 in 2 months. Like, I am not the first person. So if it's doable for other people, it is 1,000% doable for me. So that's the real thing. Like, I have a list of some really specific things that I would need in order to find the right apartment. That apartment exists. It just does. Like, there's 8 million people living in New York City. That apartment exists. And I just have to really believe and see to believe. I need to find people who are doing this. I need to learn about people who have experienced a move and who saved a bunch of money and who found the right apartment and who live in the right neighborhood and who brought their gorgeous dog with them. I just need to expand my understanding of what's possible, really dive into my self-worth and make sure that I feel in alignment with these things. And as Kim would say, get off my ass and work. I really hope that this was interesting, helpful, insightful. I really believe in manifestation. I manifested this job that I'm in currently in the past, and I've manifested a couple of other things before. I believe this apartment that I live in, I manifested. This was my first apartment ever, and it's gorgeous, floor to ceiling windows in an amazing neighborhood. I pay for it by myself. I manifested it. So why can't I do it again? If you have questions about manifestation or want to get involved, first of all, I would definitely recommend that you listen to the Expanded podcast by To Be Magnetic. I would follow them on Instagram. Get a subscription to this. I wish they would sponsor me. Please, To Be Magnetic, sponsor me. I talk about you all day long. Get a subscription because it's really powerful work that you're doing, and it's really going to open up your eyes to how you show up in your life and the work that you need to be doing on yourself in order to demand that same kind of level of respect and love and appreciation from others. I also hope that maybe this was inspiring. If you're looking to move or you need, increased income or want a promotion, I'm going to be kind of diving into the progress of all of that as things go along. If you're not excited and hyped, I'm excited and hyped enough for the both of us, and I really appreciate you being a part of this experience and this journey. Thanks for watching this episode. Leave any questions or comments in the comments below. You can always follow me on Instagram, DM me there. We can chat all things manifestation there as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Again, I'll be doing frequent updates on this, and I'm wishing you the best of luck as you continue manifesting exciting things in your life. And I hope that I can be an expander for you and show you that anything that you want in your life is possible, and I'll be the guinea pig. I'll be the one to do it first. Have a fantastic week. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next week.